VR now allows you to sell your experiences to others. Which memories would you put up for sale? Swimming with seals was exactly as cool as you would imagine it to be. Bro, ask Bin Laden, being around seals isn't fun. Va dum tish. When little Timmy went to sea upon a sailing boat, how nice, he said, it is to be, to dip, to dive, to float. Oh, how I love to skim the tide, and sail the waters blue, to skip, he spoke, to roll, to ride the salty ocean through. And soon I'll swim with seals, he said, and smiled content inside. Alas, 'twas Navy SEALs instead. And Timmy ducking died. This has such a sing-songy tone. WTF, man. It's because of the iambic meter. A rhythm is produced due to the alternating unstressed and stressed syllables. Source, 9th grade literature class. My dad telling me how proud of me he is. Edit, I want you all to know I may not be your father. But I can be your daddy. And I want you to know how proud I am of all of you. This is something lots of people need to experience but never will. I had to put my childhood pup to sleep when I was in 6th grade. A few months later I had a vivid dream playing with him and having as much fun as possible cause I knew he had to leave again soon. It was a great way to say goodbye. Edit, thank you for the gold, kind strangers. The replies to this are all so beautiful and they all show how important family pets are and the losses we face eventually. Everyone gets to say their goodbyes in many ways, even if it's not face to face. The hug I got from Mr. Rogers. Edit, wow, thanks for the gold. I'm glad you all found this as special as I did. As a bonus, here's some proof. That would get you millions. You misspelled billions. You misspelled trillions. I'd share the best concert I ever played with my old band. It was a super fun night and we got really good reception. We were never even moderately big, but that was the biggest we felt. I'm not one to live in the past, but man, I crave that feeling every now and then. I feel this wholeheartedly. My band played so many local shows at VFWs and dive bars where nobody gave a shit about what was going on, or stayed outside smoking until their friends' bands came on. It was awful. But those few shows where we played decent venues with good crowds and got amazing reactions, I'd pay good money to have that feeling again. I think there'd be a real market for sporting victories. The rush of winning a big race game in the midst of the total agony of giving every last ounce of effort is a unique euphoria. I think people would pay handsomely to experience that. Or the opposite. Like if I was Bill Buckner, I would sell my missed grounder memory and people would be like, damn, that did take a weird hop. Underrated comment similarly, Cody Parkey could sell his field goal memory and people would be like, damn, that did feel good, it was just tipped at the line. Byron Russell, Jordan did push off. Brian edit, why am I being downvoted? Not only is his name Brian, he's on record saying he hates it when people call him Byron. I have a very distinct memory of a sports commentator referring to him as Brian. Don't call me Byron Russell. I sat next to Quentin Tarantino in a theater at one of the first screenings of the Edgar Wright movie The World's End, and for the subsequent QA with Wright, Pegg and Frost. He was very animatedly laughing and loving it the entire time. As a movie dork, that was a pretty once-in-a-lifetime experience. I met this girl when we were both youth camp counselors over one summer. I asked her out after the first week was over. We went out a few times. Then we took a picnic up a nearby canyon and just kind of lazed about on a big old blanket from my parents' house. I decided it was time for a DTR, define the relationship. I asked her, hey, so I'm in, like, total leakage with you here. How are you feeling? I'm in total leakage with you, too. She became my girlfriend. I would share that moment when she said she liked me back using the same awkward, dorky language I used. Then we just laid on the blanket, held hands, and stared at the clouds together for about an hour. Pure bliss. We've now been married for 11 years and have 4 amazing kids together and are currently building our dream house. Can I VR into your whole life, please? Yoshikage Kira would like to know your location. My name is Pernepilipix. I'm 33 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Morio, where all the villas are, and I am not married. I work as an employee for the KMU department stores, and I get home every day by 8 p.m. at the latest. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m., and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there were no issues at my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies, like winning and losing, that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Although, if I were to fight, I wouldn't lose to anyone. My dreams. Last night I befriended a serial killer and just evaded being murdered the whole dream. Get your popcorn. You dreamt you were Lorne Michaels. I dreamt you were in bed with SHREK. Yes, Shrek. Snorkeling in Hanauma Bay in Hawaii. Initially, my wife and I went with the intent of staying an hour or two, having a picnic while we dried off, then hiking up Diamond Head. I felt like a kid again looking at all the pretty fish. My wife got out first and I just did not want to stop. We decided to come back again on one of our last days and spend all day there. Damn, that was a good day. I'd buy that. The day we went they closed the beach due to all the jellyfish breeding frown. Ducking jellyfish. Are technically true. Are technically the truth. Dying and coming back to life after 4 minutes of being clinically deceased. Truly an experience. Can we get a free trial version? No problem, but you only get 50% of the experience. That is literally all I want from it. Please and thank you. We hope you enjoyed the dying portion of this free trial. Subscribe now for the Coming Back to Life DLC. You've attracted the attention of EA. Reincarnate now for just $39.99, or for $59.99 reincarnate with the Silver Spoon DLC pre-installed. For an extra $20. Why not? Having a snowball fight at the North Pole while standing next to nuclear submarine. Attending a cookout atop the same submarine while traversing the Panama Canal. Scuba diving in Guam. Snow skiing black diamonds in Jackson Hole. Navy will buy the first two for advertising. The third one was likely because of the Navy too. The fourth two, the sub was just really lost at the time. Honestly, Jack Oson's hole could totally be the Navy too. I would sell a typical day of me walking through my city. It would allow people to see what life is like from the perspective of a dwarf. You'd get to see how it feels when everyone and everything towers over you, and experience how inaccessible so many places are. And of course, how much unwanted attention you get from strangers. The photographs taken of you. The pointing, staring and comments. Maybe schools could use it to help kids empathize with people who are different. Likewise, from the perspective of a wheelchair. Lyme disease and babesiosis put me in one for a long time. I'm super outgoing and it amazed me how ignored I suddenly became. Serving staff at restaurants, etc., wouldn't make eye contact or always speak to me directly. You better believe that I go out of my way to do so with others in that position now. Not as wild as some of the others, but I'd sell the memory of a summer I had when I was 16. My parents were away and I had the apartment to myself for an entire summer. There were 2 huge groups of friends I hung out with, among whom were a few real, solid buddies that I'd known my whole life and a few others less permanent but very cool and funny individuals. My best friend and I dated a pair of best friends, and while I liked my girl enough I wasn't head over heels, and so had fun without any of the ensuing drama, she felt more or less the same way. The weekends were basically 48 hours of non-stop partying and hanging out, feels like I saw the sunrise every day. Not a ducking care in the world. I think about it a lot now, decades later. I've got a great family and a good job, but man do I miss that freedom. As someone who is going on 16 soon, wish I could experience something like that. I don't have any close friends, mostly just acquaintances. It sounds like you had an awesome time. Can I ask what your parents did that they had to travel? No one in my town really travels much. My family is the only on that regularity goes anywhere, and even still if my parents had to go somewhere they would drag us along with them. If it's any consolation, I was like you in high school and didn't really come out of my shell and find my tribe until college. And hoo boy was college night and day from high school, in the best way. It was worth the wait. Hang in there, you'll find your people smile.